to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, who will teach well, who taught us his truth. This is your brother Yashamar from the JMS Atlanta camp. Today's video is going to be going into the deeds of the wicked and the noticing of the heathens and our people. Okay, let's start off with Proverbs 29, verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And what do we see here? There is nobody rejoicing here. The only people that are rejoicing are the elite, or the top 1%ers, because they think that they are about to fulfill their NWO, man. But they are sadly mistaken. So what do we see? Nobody, the population in Babylon is not rejoicing. To the contrary, the people are mourning. Everybody is upset. Everybody is upset about the cost of food, the cost of living. People are upset about their tax dollars being sent off to different countries for wars, for a country that they can't even point out on the map. And yet, while the government is sending other countries billions of dollars, here these people are starving, man. So the people are mourning, and through working this equation backwards, if the people are mourning, well, then that tells us that the wicked is bearing rule. And what group of people is bearing rule? The masses are beginning to awaken, man. As Jeremiah 49 verse 10 says, but I will make Esau bear, man. And that's a prophecy, man, because for the longest time, the masses weren't aware. Like online they call it the J question, right? They call it, oh no, they say the JQ because they can't, you can't even say the J question, but they call it JQ. For the longest time, nobody was asking the JQ. Now everybody's beginning to notice, and that's because this devil's time is running short, man. So I got a couple of videos. The topic of this video is going to be going into the fires going on in Argentina, man. And this, again, this is the uproars of the people that are beginning to notice that these Ish people are not the people due to their deeds. Okay, so I've got a couple of videos. I don't know how to make them together, so bear with me. I don't know how to edit the videos where you turn three into one. So we'll go through them. Bear with me, and the water for the patience. So what the people of Argentina, which by the way are Israelites, this is Naphtali, Naphthalia, which in the Hebrew means wrestling. He has heard my wrestling. These are Israelites, man. This devil, let's not forget that this devil has a hatred for his brother, which are the Israelites. Genesis 27 goes into that. It says, well, Genesis 25 said, two manner of people, two nations are in thy womb. And then when you go to Genesis, the 27th chapter, it tells you that Esau said, again, Esau as a nation said within themselves, when my father dies, then will I slay my brother. And that's what these people have been trying to do. That's why the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics are always getting, always getting the book thrown at them when it comes to the justice system. We are always the ones, living in ghettos, getting the short end of the stick. And why is that? Because the wicked is in authority, and the wicked has hatred towards their brother. And so what these people are, these Napatalia is beginning to feel that hatred, though they may not understand why, but they're beginning to feel that hatred, man. So what they're chanting here says, get out of Chile, get out of Argentina, get Zionism out of Latin America. And the reason that they're chanting this is because, well, let's go ahead and pull the article, and then we'll continue to play some videos. It says, yes, Argentina's president, Javier Milei, proposed changes that would allow the sale of national forests affected by fire. Okay, so check this out. It says, the Milei administration introduced legislation as part of a sweeping law, we'll skip down, aimed at repealing the existing law that banned the immediate sale and changes to the productive use of land after fires for a period of 30 to 60 years. So you have national property, okay, like the Patagonia. You have national property, right? And there was a law that basically said even if this national forest burns down, it's still going to be national forest for the next 30 to 60 years. So they would sustain the environment. They would sustain that land. But what did this guy do? Javier Meli, which, by the way, when you say that name, it makes you think of, a Hispanic background, but we're going to get to that. However, the point here is that he came in and he did away with that law. So now, basically, if there's a forest fire, that land is no longer public land. That land is no longer protected for 30 to 60 years as it was in the past time. Now, when national land burns down, it becomes available for sale. And because the land has been burned down, they get it at a fraction of the cost. And so what's been going on is people have been seeing these Amalekites, whom the world knows today as the Jewish people. They have been seeing these Jewish people setting fires to the Patagonia because of this law. Okay, now I mentioned his name, Javier Milei, and again, when you think of this, it makes you think that it makes you think that he would be native to the land. But when you go into his early history, again, Job 9 verse 24 says what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It says right here, key aspects of his relationship with Judaism. It says he was born and raised a Roman Catholic. He has mentioned that his grandfather discovered shortly before his death, what a coincidence, that he was of Jewish matrilineal descent, which would make Millie technically Jewish according to some interpretations. So when you hear his name, Javier Milei, man, this is a demon. This is an Amalekite, man. Now, I want to get this precept here. 2 Corinthians 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 4, 11, 14. KJV 11, 14. Yeah. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14, it says, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transferred into an angel of light. So these people, show themselves to be, something that they are not. He was raised Catholic. Matter of fact, let's get that word transformed. Let's get 2 Corinthians 11, because I want to get that word transformed, okay? Because that's exactly what they do. They change who they are, man. They dig themselves into other countries, and they take over they take over positions of power. It says to change the figure or to transform. That word is metash matidzo. Now let's get some root words here. It says meta. Meta goes into a mid primary position. Follow. No, that's not the word. Salakia. Let me see here. Let me go back there. Salakia. Transform. Metachismo says to transfigure or disguise. There you go. Salakia. To transfigure or to disguise. And that's what this bastard does. He disguises himself. He tells you he's one of you. Just like the president of Ukraine. He's not he's not Ukrainian, man. He's Jewish, man. Just like the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum. Yeah, I mean that last name tells you, and so you have to begin to put these pieces of the puzzle together, and you have to ask yourself, how is it that 0.02% of the population, which is the Jewish population, how is it that these people just happen to control 90%, 99% of the entire globe? It's not by coincidence. Again, it goes back to Job 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and the reason it's been given to the hand of the wicked because this is our punishment for going off. So now let's go back and let's get some more videos, man, because these people are beginning to wake up. Let's get here. This is an interview of an Israelite,
dueles el alma del corazón cuando ves a la gente que se quedó sin nada, cuando ves los animales muertos. Nosotros hacemos colecta, yo no puedo ni hablar de la angustia que tenemos, nosotros vivimos acá. Este lugar para nosotros es el paraíso y nos quemaron el paraíso, loco. Nos dejaron, arruinaron todo. Y acá lo que pasa es que están queriendo venderle la Patagonia a todos los judíos, loco. Esto se sabe hace un montón. Acá todo el mundo lo sabe, está lleno de israelitas, está todo el mundo comprando las tierras. Nadie hace nada y la única gente que pone el pecho es la gente que perdió todo. Acá nos dejaron solos, solos.
There you and that's exactly right. We are alone, man. Like she's talking about them being alone as a people there because the government's not backing them up, and that's true, man. Because why won't the government back them up? Because the government is in cahoots. The government is that same wicked Edomite that that is in cahoots with his Amalekite uh, 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 um, uh, relatives, man. Okay, so now let's get here. Another video of what do you see? You see Javier Malay over here, wetting himself on this wall, man, crying. Like, again, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. And this is what these people voted for, man. This is what our people voted for, man, and they consistently do this. They consistently vote for the Democrats, or they vote for the Republicans. They always vote for somebody that tells them, and again, appears, disguises himself as an angel of light, crying, making himself seem humble. But then what does he do? He gets into office. Matter of fact, let's get that precept. It says his words were smooth as butter. His words smooth as butter. Let's get that. Psalms 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's exactly what this bastard is. He is the sword, man. The book of Habakkuk says that his spirit is not upright in him. He can't help but to do evil, man. Just like a hammer, man. You can't use a hammer to drill in a screw, man. That's not what its purpose is for. All that hammer is used for is to crush and to destroy, and that is exactly what this man is. He is. The book of Jeremiah calls him the hammer of the earth, man, and the book of Psalms calls him the sword. Does not the scripture say, "Save me from the wicked, which is your sword"? This man, he's presented himself as an angel of light, man, but he's consistently, his track record is exposing him, man. Let's get that in the book of Matthew. It says, wherefore by their fruits you shall know them. This is Matthew 7, verse 20. Verse 18, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. And I just mentioned it in the book of Habakkuk. It says his spirit is not upright in him. He can't do right. He's the original Mr. Fuck Up, Mr. Can't Get Right, man. And it just so happens to be that Mr. Fuck Up, Mr. Can't Get Right is driving the school bus. And we are in the back, grasping to the seats. There ain't no seatbelts. I'm talking about the 1990s school bus where there ain't no seatbelts. I don't know if they got seatbelts now, but I'm talking about them long dome windshield. Well, I'm talking about the 1990s school buses. There ain't no seatbelt for us to grab, man. The only hope we have is just just save us, man. But this is who is over us. Matter of fact, let's get that. Children rule over them. Children rule over them. KJV. Because that's exactly what this man is, man. He's a child in the way that he's nothing. Daniel 4 verse 17 calls him the basis of men. It says, this is Isaiah 3 and 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, man. And that's exactly what these people are, because these people have no soul. These people have no wisdom. I mean, the scriptures tell us what to do, man. The scriptures tell us that the land has to rest. This is Leviticus 25, verse 4. It says, but in the 7th year shall a Sabbath of rest unto the land, shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard. And so here those people are in our land, the land of Israel. They don't have no land Sabbath. What do they have? They have them LGBT parades, man. And yet, even when they're not doing the land Sabbath, what are they doing? They're burning. They are burning the Most High's creation down. Why? Because they think that their plan is better than the Most High, man. Matter of fact, no, yeah, we can get there right here. Matter of fact, we'll get there. It says this is Obadiah. No, let's get Obadiah. That was shall bring me down. So no, I want to get Second Thessalonians. Yeah, there you go. Second Thessalonians 2 verse 4, because he is that man of perdition, says, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High. He's opposing his laws. He's not abiding by the land Sabbath. He's not letting the land be. What's he doing? He's laying down concrete. And, for the longest time, I heard brothers, say that, like, this bastard's pouring down concrete. And, like, we're so used to concrete. I mean, think about that. The world is being weighed down by concrete, man. Do you know how heavy concrete is? If you ever, like, for anybody that has ever put concrete in like a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket, when you're mixing it, when that concrete gets hard, that 1 5-gallon bucket is hella heavy. It's like 50 pounds, man. These people have put tens, hundreds of thousands of tons of concrete on the earth, man. That's why Isaiah 14 says that the trees are gonna rejoice when this bastard gets taken out, man, because he's putting a weight. He's literally putting a weight on this earth, man. He's put concrete over Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai's creation, man. He opposes everything that is of the scriptures, man, but yet he's going around telling everybody else that they are the chosen people, man. Show us that you're the chosen people through your deeds. Show us that you're the chosen people by eliminating these LGBT parades. Show us that you're the chosen people by observing the land Sabbath. Show us that you're the chosen people by not having to pay for advertisements to boost up your public perception as a race. Who does that, man? Y'all don't believe me? Let's see this. Netanyahu says, no. Who did that? That was that dude. What's that ugly ass dude from New York? That ugly ass Amalekite. What's that dude, man? Ugly ass, pasty ass brother from New York. It's that Jewish guy running for an NYC mayor 2028. What's that dude's name, man? Right, yeah, you go, Michael Rappaport. Oh, I can't stand that bastard. Michael Rappaport says Jews need better PR. Let's see here. Yes, actor and comedian Michael Rappaport stated that Jews need better PR and that Israel has lost the PR war. And, I mean, if you're the chosen people, why do you have to spend money to convince people that you're the chosen people? Doesn't the scripture say in the book of Romans 8, verse 16, the Spirit bears witness? The Spirit's not bearing witness, man. Their money. They want the money to bear witness, man. These people are through, man. Oh, let's go back to Matthew 7 here. It says, where should we know them, right? Yeah. It says, wherefore every tree, it says, you shall know them by their fruits. Okay, do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? And that's the point. You're like, you can't pick an orange tree from a grapevine. You can't pick, and so when you see this race of people, when you go up to a tree and you see, like, let's say an orange falls from it. Okay, maybe it's orange tree, for example, or, and then, but you're not sure of it. And then, so you kind of wait, well, let's see if another fruit falls down, and then another orange falls down. Well, I don't know, maybe, there's so many trees around here, there's an apple tree here, there's an orange tree here. Maybe that's an orange tree that fell from another tree. But then you stay there, for, what's 1948, what is that, 60, 70. But when you stay there for 70 years and every year every month, every day there's oranges, that's a fucking orange tree, man. And so I'm using that, the scriptures are using that example to tell you, man, hey, if these people are continuously doing wicked, that's because they are a wicked group of people, and the people are the nations are beginning to wake up, man, because there's nothing good that these Amalekites have invented. You know, I mean, nothing good for the world. I mean, what they have invented for them is the fucking Talmud. You know, they've invented interest rates. They've invented transgenderism. I mean, man, these people gotta go, man. And the scriptures, this is our hope, man. In this crazy world that in this captivity, in this final captivity that we are in, man. When you see things like this, our only rest is in the scriptures, because the scriptures tell us, man, hey, this is what's going to happen. Micah 2:1 says, woe, which woe goes into destruction, to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And right now, they can do these things. They can give you, the world really is mourning right now, man. I mean, brothers know this. I'm sure, like, we scroll through our social media and we see these people talking about they got a college a loan for 20,000, but by the time they pay it, it's gonna be like 80,000. They got a $50,000 car, but by the time they pay back the interest, it's gonna be 120,000. Man, the people, man, that is wickedness, man. That is wickedness, man. But it's in the power. But it's in the power of their hand, man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get Ecclesiastes 3. Let's go ahead and get that. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. And I want to focus in on that right here. It says a time to mourn. And that time to mourn goes back to Proverbs 29 verse 2. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So Ecclesiastes itself told us that there would be a time when the wicked would be in rulership, man. And man, again, the scriptures give us hope, man. Woe to them that write unrighteous decrees. Unrighteous. Yeah, there you go, right there. Isaiah 10 verse 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, man. And this law in Argentina is a perfect example of it, man. Here it is. You're selling away the land, man. Matter of fact, when you go into the book of Numbers, when the children of Israel, were, I'm gonna have to wrap this up, man. Boss man just showed up on the job site, but when the children of Israel were coming into the land of Canaan, I believe it was Naphtali or Manasseh. Brothers might check that out. But they only had daughters there, and Moses said that the land was not to be given between the tribes, man. So how much more so now? Take that into consideration with the land of Argentina. If we as Israelites, we couldn't even give our inherited lots to our own tribes, how much more against the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua would it be to give the land unto the wicked, man? I'm gonna have to wrap this up here, man. Shalakia. What else did I have here? Yeah, let's close it off with Isaiah 14. It says, so ultimately this bastard has to go down. This Isaiah 14 verse 7 says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet, and they break forth into singing. Man, this world is wanting the peace, man. The people are wanting peace. Nobody wants to continue to live like this, man. Continue to wake up at 4 in the morning so that you can hit the gym and look decent. Nobody wants to keep reading the nutritional labels on the back of our food. Nobody wants to have to, look online about what your children might be watching. Can my children watch this movie? Nobody, this is not living, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai didn't create us to just work 9 to 5 and put money in the pockets of the wicked, man. That's not what we were put here, man. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 tells us the conclusion of the matter, man. We were put here to obey the laws, and we can't even obey the laws, the statutes, and the commandments because we're in our captivity. We got the Pesach coming up, and we're supposed to celebrate that in our land. We can't even do that because the imposter, the bastard, is dwelling in Ashdod still, man. We gotta go. This man has to go, man. Says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art light laid down, no failures come up against us. And man, how appropriate is that for what's going on in Patagonia, man? This thing is burning down, man. The people are beginning to wake up, man. But look, our people don't just need to wake up to who this wicked bastard is, man. But our people don't just need to wake up to the evil deeds that these people do, but they need to wake up to who this wicked bastard is. He is Esau. He is Amalek, man. All right, and there is no, there is no voting out Melly, because even when Melly goes out, it's still going to be another wicked ass puppet or another wicked ass Edomite. Our salvation is in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. He is our salvation, man. All right, so hopefully this has been edifying. The point here was just to show that this man is trying to grasp the whole world, man. Until the next one, shalom.